ako ng mataas na grade. So when Attorney Chochoy asked who wanted to volunteer, I volunteered.
Nagsa-summer internship ako nun sa legal aid. Tapos tinawagan ako ni Ona. Tapos sabi niya may bagong racket daw. So sali daw ako. And that was apparently Lente.
It was that summer I was working as an intern for a nice law firm. And I felt like there was something lacking in my experience. I mean, naturally, I was a human rights advocate. And then when I got the text message from Ona Caritos at that time, it was in 2007 that they needed volunteers for the Lanao special elections in Marawi. I didn't even blink an eye and I said yes. And that was the start of it.
At first, I did not know, all of us, we didn't know what it's all about. Ona, me, Krishna. But since it was a project spearheaded by our mentor, we trusted in his vision. It was explained very well naman to us, the objectives, why it was formed at that time, which was to monitor the special elections in Lanao del Sur.
Joining Lente is a response to a call. In fact, it's a biblical call which says that those who have been given much will be required. And Lente, it therefore is that particular call which I've responded to because of the need and the imperative to be involved during the past elections.
I spoke with really outstanding people like Ona, Caritos, Krishna, Gomez, and Trisha Cervantes. They would tell me about Lente and they were really excited about it. After nun, I attended yung seminar ni Sir Chochoy and then he said that the right to vote is a fundamental right. And then yun, for the first time, narinig ko yun and I realized, oo nga, dapat this is something that we really should work on, protecting the right to vote.
Sumali ako ng Lente kasi crush ko talaga si Sir Chochoy. Kaya rin ako sumali ng Ateneo Human Rights Center. So yun.
I don't remember why I joined Lente, pero I remember how I became active. I lost in an election in one of my organizations. Tapos, the position was offered to me right after nung elections. Same naman yung linya nung organizations. It's public service. So since then, I became active.
I joined Lente because I was inspired by the people there that I have this opportunity to change the Philippine election system through joining.
Napil ko Lente kay nito ko sa tinguha o tumong sa Lente.
Napil ko Lente kay gusto ko kabaguhan.
Kasi yung dating ng Lente is for to make a change in election dahil naganap na yung election natin.
Sumali ako sa Lente dahil nakita ko po na maraming batikang abogado na sumali dito at marami ring mga estudyante ng abogasya. Marami ka rin actually natututunan pagdating sa halalan.
I got tired of what I've been seeing that's happening in our country. And so I decided to put my blabber into action.
Miyang pada ko sa gingayong kunganan Lente na kaya so kapag buaya mala na so malakaswa ka kung mga bitikan sa kaya kapag ingin na buaya mala na so dito kapag eleksyon ay saan kaya initeno Lanao Norte Abilina City na buaya mala na siya sa Lanao Sur.
Well, I volunteered to join Lente because I want to share my time, talent and skills to our countrymen. I also volunteered to join the Lente because I want to be part of the institution in instituting electoral reforms.
So I joined Lente because first of its advocacy to promote truthful elections. So everybody deserves a good leader, and I believe in joining Lente, I can help them choose the right leader.
Minamo ako sa Lente, nung ko katabangan, kanabuso, bangsa muro siya sa Mindanao, kapag katabangan ko, so mga tao, kapag practice nila sa kapumboto nila,
I joined Lente because I believe it's advocacy for clean and honest elections, and to have this feeling that, or this altruistic feeling that I am part of something called nation building.
When I was first year, there were several organizations who invited us, and Lente attracted me because of the spirit of volunteerism that it promotes.
I think Lente is the proper forum for people who are trying to change a nation.
I have two reasons why I want to join Lente. First one is I see Lente as a venue where I can really apply what I'm learning in the classroom, in a real world setting.
There is this a great need to educate our voters. Sensing that educating them is really a big reason to have a political maturity achievement in our country. And this was in 2008 that I came to know Lente, and that I found Lente at the time a very good avenue to pursue my advocacy in terms of educating people of these electoral processes that we have in the country.
Something I cannot forget is my experience in Marawi City during the special elections. For example, the time when there was, all of a sudden, there was a commotion and I saw a person lying under a truck and the police authorities were pulling him out of it.
When I went to Marawi, sa Mindanao, yung special elections, kasi nakita ko yung nagkakaroon ng putukan, merong maraming sundalo, maraming yung mga sinasakyan nilang mga tangke. Tapos nakita ko ang garapalang pagbabayad, pagbebenta ng boto, pagbili ng boto, ang garapalang pandaraya.
We helped out with parang special elections in Marawi, and parang safety concern, gusto nila isang babae tapos may dalawang lalaki na kasama. Tapos nung nagbabantay kami dun sa precinct, may nagpaputok ng baril. Nagtago yung dalawang lalaking kasama ko sa likod ko. At nun ko na-realize na mas matapang ako kaysa sa kanilang dalawa.
It was that time when Sir Chochoy, Attorney Carlos Medina, and myself stayed behind in Jolo in Sulu. Well, first I went to Sulu as the only lawyer of Lente in the province. And then so I was coordinating the law student volunteers there in the province. And it was during the ARM elections in 2008, and everything went well until there was some mishap from a report that was released, and we ruffled some feathers of local politicians. There was some threatening that happened, and our volunteers were very afraid. So Attorney Medina flew to Zamboanga, and I met him in Zamboanga, and together, after I've already left Sulu, we went back to Sulu to settle the matter. And we thought that was the last of ourselves. But through the help of the Marines and some friends of the local government, we were able to get out of Sulu in one piece.
Well, of course, there are a lot of memorable moments, but the most memorable one is the Lanao del Sur special elections, because we really stayed in Marawi in various places for I think more than a week to monitor the special elections. It was a very challenging and dangerous time, and we were all newbies. But with the guidance of our superiors then, it was Sir Chochoy, of course, Attorney Rose from the IBP, and others, Attorney Nasser Marhom Salik, that we just plowed straight ahead and faced the challenges head-on.
I volunteered for Basilan during the 2010 elections. And in fact, the weekend before the elections, I didn't know if it was going to push through. And I volunteered because I thought I was going to be with a partner or a buddy. But it turned out that I was going to be alone. I was going to be sent to Basilan alone. And they called like maybe 1, 2 in the morning telling me that I needed to fly to Basilan now. And that was one of the most memorable things. No? It was shocking. It was, in fact, a bit frightening.
hindi ko talaga malilimutan yung pinadala ako ni Sir Chochoy. Sabi ko kasi kay Sir Chochoy, gusto ko ng challenging noong May 2010 elections. So pinadala niya ako sa Marawi. Tapos mag-isa lang ako pinadala niya doon at hindi ko alam kung sino yung pupuntahan ko doon. Tapos nung nandun na kami, ang sinet up namin unang headquarters doon sa may City Hall ng Marawi. Tapos biglang may sumasabog na sa likod. Tapos may mga airplanes, may mga helicopters. So parang sabi ko, shit, mamamatay na ba ako? Tapos ang nakakatawa pa doon, hindi pa ako nagpaalam sa tatay ko. Tapos tinawagan ako ng news, ng isang radio station. Sabi niya, pwede ka bang makausap tungkol sa mga pangyayari dyan sa Marawi? Kasi binigay yung number mo ng Lente. Tapos sabi ko, sige. Akala ko, local radio station. Nung kausap ko na sila, salita, ganito nangyari sa Marawi, maraming failure of elections. Tapos, biglang nag-text sa akin yung kapatid ko. Sabi niya, lagot ka. Kasi ang paalam ko sa tatay ko, Cagayan de Oro lang ako pupunta. Tapos yun, sobrang nakakatawa lang talaga. Nakakatawa siya na nakakatakot.
The one in Bacolod. Dun sa Bacolod, merong kumukontra talaga the whole training. Kinukontra niya lang ako para saan daw yung training, yung sa accountability. Kasi wala naman daw nangyayari. Bakit pag ginagawa yung training na yon, wala naman napafailan, wala naman nakukulong. So, the whole training, kinukontra na lang ako. So, at the end of the training, I just told him na, sir, itong advocacy na to, ginawa namin, hindi naman para mabago yung election natin overnight. We started the training para mabago yung mindset ng tao, mas maging informed sila, mas maging publicize yung mga election offenses na nangyayari sa ating proseso ng halalan.
Ayos to na pumukyasulda kan si sa Lente, nataman naman to na magtero akan nanguno tumapia kesagadan. Ay importante na minito na mga membro susinganin Lente.
Well, my most memorable experience when I joined the Lente was when we monitored the electoral process during the last elections, wherein we were not allowed to enter the precinct at the time, and we also witnessed that there were candidates even during the election. They still campaign. They even give some kind of envelopes to those voters. No?
Okay, so there was this election-related violence that happened during the election day. We were awakened very early in the morning because of such accident.
Most memorable experience was that in 2008 when the ARMM election, it was in August of 2008, that really I found that these members of the Lente are very good risk takers.
Well, because I think you need, as I said, you need people engaged, no, in the electoral process, and you need people with a justice perspective, with a human rights perspective involved in the electoral process, and because there are instances, no, when especially as we move from manual to automated elections, no, when there's a need to emphasize transparency in the process, when there's a real danger of disenfranchisement, when the concerns now are not just canvassing or counting, because that can be done very quickly, but a question now of whether people have been deprived of their right really to reflect on the people they're going to vote for because of intimidation and so forth. So this is where you need people with a sense of justice and human rights.
Well, there are many reasons. First of all, there's that sense of purpose. Kasi you know that you're doing it as a volunteer. And in the process also, you connect with like-minded volunteers. And so it forms a bond. no? A kind of a brotherhood, which you know, which makes it fulfilling not only during the time of elections but even after. All you need to do is ask the different volunteers, and they will tell you the sense of fulfillment and accomplishment that they realize as volunteers of Lente.
Well, number one, enriching siya for yourself. But more importantly, you enrich yourself by giving to the country. No? So, maraming tao na do not have the benefit of an education like us. So, kailangan natin silang tulungan to appreciate their rights.
Why volunteer? Lagi sinasabi sa amin ni Sir Chochoy na para sa bayan. And as big as it may sound, but it's true.
Volunteer because Lente will totally transform your idea of what you can do for your country, especially in terms of democracy. We always complain about how tainted and corrupt Philippine elections are, but Lente changes that because you can stop complaining and actually put into practice this power that you have, and that power is your knowledge of the law.
It gave meaning to my being a law student at that time. I was still a law student then. It was a time when we were just studying various subjects and courses day in and day out, but in a detached manner. When I joined Lente, it gave meaning to everything that I was studying, and it showed me the real beneficiaries of our chosen profession.
As I said earlier, it's a response to a call and an imperative because there is that need. But at the same time, it's not just for me, for my family, or the future of myself and my family, but for the entire nation.
Yun, like I said kanina, if you feel that in you na you're disappointed with the government, with the current administration, you want something to change with our country, you have to do something about that. You can't just sit around and complain.
Iba yung excitement eh. Siguro ang masaya is, iba kasi yung reward na parang nakikita mong nakakatulong ka or may nagagawa kang something para sa bayan mo. Although sobrang cliche niya and everything, pero iba talaga yung feeling eh. Kasi nakumpara ko dati nung nagtatrabaho ko sa isang law firm, parang yung trabaho ko para dun sa kliyente ko. Tapos, anong mangyayari dun? Yung kliyente ko lang natutuwa. Pero parang nakikita ko yung mga tao, pag nagtatrabaho sila para sa mga, kunyari, yung mga coordinators ng civil society, yung parang ang saya lang nila.
Para kasi siyang bakasyon para sa akin. Bakasyon kasi yun nga, you get the chance to go to a lot of places, different parts of the Philippines. Tapos, it's something different from what I do in law school, na aral lang, bahay, school, ganyan. Ito, pupuntahin ka talaga sa iba't ibang lugar. Yun yung masaya. Tapos, rewarding din na at the same time, nakakatulong ka. In your own little way, nakakatulong ka na siguro i-empower yung mga tao or even just to spread what little knowledge you have.
Hope.
Adventure.
Revolution.
Life-changing.
Hope.
Relevant.
Panalo.
Service.
Leadership. Makatotohanan po.
Virtue.
Awesome.
Anxiety.
Commitment.
Well, you know, maybe if you want a final message for our volunteers, I just want to tell them that they have really served our country well and done a nation proud. And my advice is be strong and stay the course. I can assure you that you will never regret it.
So I say to the volunteers, put your trust in Lente and help Lente, strengthen Lente so that it can do a better job of not only policing the elections, but also to educate our people on what and what not to do during elections.
Congratulations. Congratulations kasi hindi lahat up for the challenge. And hindi lahat kasing tapang mo at kasing mapagmahal mo para tanggapin ang lahat ng mga hamon na ina-entail ng pagiging isang Lente volunteer.
Have fun. I mean, you're not going to have this kind of opportunity all the time. So, it's not, while it's a serious matter, it can also be a fun thing to do and get your friends involved.
For those who are already volunteering for Lente, congratulations. You know, you just entered an organization which could really change your life, as it did mine.
First, I'd like to congratulate all the volunteers for the courage and the untiring dedication. And please continue to volunteer. We need a lot of people like you. There's still a lot of work to be done. We're perhaps not even halfway through, but hopefully one day we'll be able to accomplish everything that we've set for ourselves with Lente.
Thank you, I guess, for doing this, for volunteering for Lente. I know how much you have to sacrifice to be able to volunteer for Lente. It's taxing, especially during the election season. So thank you. Kasi kami, right now I'm working, so I cannot volunteer anymore. So I guess I should be happy that other people are now taking the cudgels for us.
Siguro, enjoy lang. Tsaka maraming salamat dahil pinili niyong paglingkuran yung ating bayan, tsaka pinili niyong to go with your heart kung saan kayo dadalhin. Tapos, ano ba? Yun lang.
So good luck to all of us. And as a final message, let us pray for the speedy recovery of Chochoy. Because if there is one person who has put an effort to build this organization, if there is one person who has sacrificed a lot, it is Chochoy Medina.
Buenos días a todos, damas y caballeros. Kami el mga miembro desde Lente del Western Mineral State University. Representamos la tierra exótica, ciudad latín de Asia, Zamboanga.
El lenguaje es Zamboanga, Chabacano. Chabacano, un poquito de español. Chabacano, la pueblo, toda llanura México. El chabacano, un poquito de español.
Buenos días a todos, te invita kami con vosotros para participar con las actividades del Lente.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Banggatan namin sa kanulangon sa among ganusa sa mga galbakan sa Lente.
Mayong adlaw sa iyong tanan, amo mong imbitahan sa Lente atong tabangan ang atong eleksyon nga malimpyo ug matarong.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yari kami manabiti kaniyo sumud palente.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Ito kami mga kabagayan, muha pasod para malente.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Inaanyayahan namin kayo na makisa sa amin sa Lente.
Assalamualaikum si maiyakan. Mawaya kami at tahinang di si kahapan si kauman. Palahod na kami si Lente.
is mag-join ka na sa Lente now.
Go.
Duyog sa kabaguhan, uban sa among samahan, Lente ang tubag sa kabaguhan.
Honesty, truth,
transparency,
trust, responsibility, and service for the people.
Truthful election for a better nation. Join Lente now!
Lente ka ba?
Bakit?
Kasi ikaw ang ilaw at pag-asa ng buhay ko. Oh!
Lente ka ba?
Bakit?
Dahil sa'yo, nakikita ko ang kinabukasan ng mga kagaya ko.
Oh! Ayan. Lente ka ba?
Bakit?
Kasi namamagnify mo ang tagabantay ko.
Lente ka ba? Kasi Lente kami! Kasi